Remember is a family of individuals, people who believe that God wants to use us to bring aid and comfort to the persecuted church. We are a family of individuals who are particularly concerned with widows and orphans of people who've been martyred or who are currently imprisoned for their faith. Probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago, my wife and I and some friends were traveling in northern Thailand, and we came in contact with some of these children who are Karen, Chin, and Kachin children, ethnic minorities in Burma. And many of these children were living in refugee camps in Thailand, having fled Burma, and probably for the first time in a visceral way, felt the persecuted church, saw the needs of these children. That's grown. And obviously now we run these orphanages in Burma.
Remember loves these kids. We take over teams of volunteers who, on their own dime and on their own work breaks and school breaks, show these kids the love of Christ.
Remember provides medical care. Remember provides clothes and food, training. Remember is in essence the parents for these children who have lost theirs to martyrdom. Perhaps most of all, what we provide for them is an opportunity and hope, a chance at a life that can be productive and full. And by God's grace, we've been able to give them what says it all, hope.
We decided to build hope when we just were watching the ongoing degradation of our buildings at Agape and Faith orphanages. The homes were in dilapidated conditions, waters were rising into them, and just the repeated efforts were costing too much money, so we decided to bring them hope by building them hope.
Hope is a culmination of a lot of prayers, a lot of dreams, a lot of plans, a lot of hard work, a lot of giving.
We had about 20 people travel from various parts of the U.S. to be able to go and complete. Their tasks were to fully wire 3 buildings, to fully plumb 3 buildings, to build all the furniture for 3 buildings, to build the cabinets in the kitchens. Day 1, I was concerned that we weren't going to get it done. Day 1, we needed 65 bunk beds. We had 5. Day 2, we had 12. Day 3, we had 21, and it looked like an impossible task. And then something happened on day 4. It was like fish and loaves. On day 4, we wound up with 65 bunk beds. I have no way to explain it, and that was the same way with everything, from the cabinets to the new cooking stoves to the electricity, the plumbing. It was truly a miracle. And to watch those 20 men, they worked beyond themselves. It was as if there were thousands of men behind them supporting them.
The buildings are built, new dormitories, paint's still fresh on the facilities. It's a great place for these kids. We still lack some things though, because we need a great place for our staff.
Well, we definitely see Hope becoming a much bigger project than simply 3 buildings stuck on the back corner of 7 beautiful acres of fruit orchard. We see it become a burgeoning ministry where we could have all sorts of vocational activities take place there. Bible college there. We can teach the children farming skills. We can teach them fishing skills, to be able to grow crops, to be able to minister from that level of vocation, to be able to give housing, places where they can go on to school, they can become educated.
We believe that Remember is even more than just about providing comfort and aid for the persecuted church. We think it's about impacting the world for Christ. See, what happens is, as these children go through this facility, as they go through this orphanage, this children's home, their lives are molded. They're influenced for Christ. Then we like to see them as being just set loose in that society. Children who are sharp and educated, whose hearts are committed to Christ, they can have an impact in that world that you and I could never have.
Whether they choose to be a missionary or whether they choose to be an engineer, we hope they take with them the light of the gospel into the dark places of Burma.
We desperately need givers. We desperately need those who can pray. And we long to see more people be able to travel with us, to be able to continue to see not only the ministry in Burma, but other parts of the world continue to grow and increase.
There are some things that last a while. There are other things that last forever. Those buildings will last a while, but the changes they will make in those lives will last forever.
I definitely think we left Burma in a better place. I think hope has sprung forth in Southeast Asia.